Hi, it's Elliot from the Mind Body Project. Welcome. Some good news I've been told today is that one of my videos has been used to show on a NLP course. I've got a video of me doing an alphabet game, and it's actually been shown as a demonstration of how to do a certain technique. So it's been shown on courses, which has pleased me because use all the stuff that you want to use, and that's fine by me. It's absolutely brilliant. So it's good to hear that the stuff that I'm doing is actually being used by people for whatever reason they would need to use it for. So NLP. So what I wanted to do is just say what is NLP, because I've just been looking on YouTube and I've been seeing things about NLP is a pseudoscience, and it's not a science, and all this. So I just want to explain where I think what NLP is, because when I knew a little bit about NLP, I still didn't quite get what it was specifically. So I didn't really quite understand what it was. I thought it was a load of techniques, and I didn't know if it was a science or not a science. I didn't really know. So I just want to put this video out there just so that understand what NLP actually is, because NLP is neuro-linguistic programming. It's created by Richard Bandler and John Grinder in the 1970s. Now, it's changed dramatically in 2016. It's completely different to what it was then. Completely. Richard Bandler and John Grinder do not do anything like what they did back then. They do completely different techniques. They've all upgraded it completely. There's classic code, which is what they used to do ages ago. There's new code, which John Grinder does with Carmen Bostick-Sinclair. And then Richard Bandler will be doing more design, human engineering, neuro-hypnotic repatterning. So those guys have upgraded, like they're constantly upgrading. Yeah, very, very quickly. So neuro-linguistic programming, like, is it science? Isn't a science? You've got to understand. Listen, NLP is not new. It's not new. It's basically someone who's brilliant at something. Say Obama, brilliant at presenting. Yeah. NLP modeling, which is the best skill I've ever learned, it allows me to go in there and actually go and model his behavior, specific behavior, with his body, with his physiology, his breathing, his gestures, his tonality. I can go and do that, use some of the predicates, in other words the words that he uses, and actually so I can really dramatically increase my behavior regarding presentations, like very, very quickly. Yeah, it's a process. Basically, these things, like, he's brilliant at presenting anyway. Yeah, he's brilliant at presenting. Well, I think anyway. I think he's amazing at presenting Obama. And so that already exists. So you can't say, well, NLP, there's no proof to it, because I'm taking from what already exists. Yeah, and then I'm using NLP modeling as a process so that I can actually use it, so in other words, I can use it so I can transfer that into my behavior. Yes, I'm writing it down, coding it down, or writing it down in a specific way, and so that I can actually use those techniques to actually really very quickly change my behavior. So that's all it is. That's what you're doing. And the techniques that you see on some of the courses is basically just happen from that. It's come from hypnotherapy, which is well researched, and we know a lot about hypnotherapy. So these things are, again, it's come from people who have been good at things. It's the reason why it wouldn't be a science as such is because you're not really interested in average. Why do you want average or the norm? We want the outliers. We're looking specifically at someone who's brilliant at something. I want to look at what Messi's doing. I don't want to look at what, like, say, an average footballer is doing. I don't really want to do that. I want to look at what is Messi doing. How's he doing the stuff that he's doing? Let me go and model what he does, or Ronaldo. So that's what I'm looking at. I don't care about the average. The average is, and that's what the problem is with, like, things like when you have a field of psychology. It's like they're interested in the average, or one system fits all. I'm not interested in that. If I was, then I'd probably do that. But I want to be the best. I want to be absolutely amazing, or excellent. So I want to study excellence. I want to know what excellent people do. I don't want to know what average people do. Why would I want to do that? And that's so NLP is not interested in doing a study with 1,000 sample. Well, you want the one who's the best, and then you want to study them, and then you want to use NLP modeling as a mode of transferring skills over so that you can do it as well. So that's what it is. That's all it is. And then you just write down and you code things. You code the techniques, and take out what's unnecessary, because there's loads of things in there. You'd model everything, take out what you don't need to make the code quite short, the technique quite short, and then that's it. Yep, that's all you're doing. It's not scientific. Yeah, it's not scientific. But you're not after the mean. You're not after average. Well, I say the average of the average. That's not what you're after. If you're after that, then you'll do something else. It's a different tool for that. So that's what it is. You're after excellence. Therefore, if you use as soon as you use a scientific study, then you're going to have to take standard deviation. You take the center, the norm, and then that's it. And then it's average, using average things, and it's one system fits all. Which is what the government like using. The government like using it to the general population, because they can't really go around individually and go and do with NLP. So they can't really do that. So it's a system that the government like to use, evidence-based. They like to have it so they've got a massive sample and show an effect or a cause and effect relationship. That's what they like to do for a massive population. But they're not going to use it on themselves. If they want someone to go and get a job done, they're not going to do anything like that. Do you think in Area 51 they'll be using that sort of approach? They'll be using, right, who's the best at getting this job done? They'll go and get the best person to go and get that job, the best in the field. That's what they would do. And that's essentially what you're doing in NLP. Who's the best person? Yeah, who is the best person in the world at doing this exact skill? That's what I'm after. And that's essentially what NLP is. It's after excellence.